All right, everyone, I'm going to jump on here real quick and talk about the calorie, that energy source that most people are thinking is a bad thing, which actually it is not. Well, I'll explain later. So, first of all, understand that we get energy from the food that we eat. In order to get that energy, our body must break it down. Of course, it starts with digestion, from mouth and with saliva into the stomach. Da 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 da. Now, once the food is broken down to the smallest particle possible, that is where the body converts that small particle into the energy source that we call the calorie, kilocalorie, to be technical. Often referred to as the kilojoule, but we know it nutrition wise as the calorie, everyday people. All right, so in order for our body to use the energy from the food that we eat, it must be broken down into the calorie, which is the unit of energy. Sort of like when we say I weigh 100 pounds, that pounds is a unit. Or you can say kilograms. So the calorie is the unit of energy that the body uses. Unit for the energy that the body uses. All right, so there's good calories. Of course, if you're eating healthy things like fruits and vegetables, and if you look at the calorie content of those, they're low. So you eat a lot of that to get in your calorie intake based on your body and your age and your height, etc. And there are also bad calories. And those calories come from, you guess it, junk food. Candy, cookies, cake, pie, anything that's good, that tastes really, really good, that's, we really should eat a whole lot of sugar. So those are what are called empty calories. Because unlike the good foods that we eat, like, the fruits and vegetables, etc., they have nutrients. But cookies and cakes and donuts, they don't have nutrients, or nutrients are limited. So we would refer to those types of foods as empty calorie. You get energy, which is the sugar rush, and then later on you're going to crash and you be hungrier than you were before, when you ate the donut or cookie, whatever you had, ice cream, what have you. So you want to make sure you're taking in quality calories, which is the stuff in the food groups that we're supposed to be eating. What you eat, as far as whatever it is you're trying to do, as far as your how you eat, based on if you're trying to lose weight or maintain or gain extra or what have you. Your good foods, the foods that provide nutrients, of course, would vary. But counting the calories come into play if you want to keep track of the amount of energy your body needs versus what you're putting into your body. The body is only going to use what it needs and no more. Too bad we can't learn that lesson. So, for example, if my calorie intake, if I just sit home all day and just watch, binge watch a show on Netflix or what have you, and let's say my calorie intake could be 1,400. I'm not really doing anything. I might go to fix something to eat, or in the restroom, just basic moving around the house, but nothing extenuous. So about 1,400. That's not my actual intake. I'm just give you an idea. So whatever I've eaten that day, if it goes over 1,400, my body is not going to use that extra. So if 1,400, I take in 1,600. The extra 200 kilocalories, my body is just going to store it because it doesn't need it. Excessive stored energy, of course, gets converted into fat, and that's where you have the weight gain. So when we think about calories being bad, when you don't have the proper balance, that could potentially lead to a weight gain. Now, if you're an athlete, or you do any kind of, your job is more physical, you're lifting and, walking and all extra, any kind of extra, outside of just your everyday body processes that have to take place. When I say everyday body processes, I mean like breathing, digestion, your blood moving through your body. All that requires energy. On a cellular level, it requires energy to do those cellular things that we have no control over. So that's what I mean when I say natural bodily processes that have to take place. So if I was a jogger, which I am not, I don't like to run personally. I think the human body was not designed to run. And I'll explain that if anybody wants to know why I say that. But anyway, I digress. Any kind of extra physical activity that increases your energy intake that you need to take in to balance it out. So you want to make sure you're at least getting what your body needs. So if my activity day requires me to get 24 kilojoules of energy, then that's what I must take in. If I take in any more than 2,400, so if it's taken 3,000 that day or days, all that extra energy gets stored on the body. And generally, especially with Americans, the body doesn't have a chance to go in to use the stored energy because we're constantly eating stuff, good stuff, bad stuff, So if energy keeps constantly getting stored, then of course that's potential for weight gain. So when you think about calories being bad, if they're not being used, that's bad because the body's just going to store it. It's not going to use any more than is required. Okay, so recap: calories are not bad. Just need to make sure you're taking in quality calories, foods that also not only give you energy but also provide you with nutrients and minerals, things that your body needs. Empty calorie foods, anything sweet, donuts, cookies, ice cream, those are empty calories. And then you want to make sure that you're balancing out the amount of calories you need or energy that you need, that you expend. You're taking in that energy so that your body is balanced out. Now remember, if you take in more calories than your body needs, it is not going to use it. It is going to store it. And constantly storing energy for later use that never happens, that is where you gain weight. So we have control over the amount of calories that we take in. You can actually Google the formula for the amount of calories a person should have. It'll ask you your age, your height, and weight, and you just convert it. And once you do the math, you'll have a ballpark number of how many calories you should strive to take in. Now, if you're trying to lose weight, of course, you take in less calories. But be careful, because you don't want the body to think that you're starving it or depriving it, because it will respond and hold on to that stuff that you're trying to make it use. Okay? But, yeah. So, I hope I've clarified the calorie. The calorie is your friend. Just make sure you're getting quality calories, more quality calories, and then the empty calories. And, we can't avoid, Krispy Kreme, but well, you can if you have willpower, but if at least have to have one. Just make sure you're balancing it out with quality calories, and we're not having Krispy Kreme every day. Once in a while is okay. All right, that's all. See you later.